Hey guys, I just want to do a little overview for you guys on the door lock actuator assemblies on 1992 to 1996 Toyota Camrys. These may be similar to other models such as Avalon, not 100% sure, but so let's dive right in here. This car obviously has power door locks, so the power door lock actuator is built into the latch assembly. This is the latch assembly here, and you can see right there, that's what you're going to be seeing on the end of your door. And inside of this plastic case, I have taken another one apart to show you just what's inside and sort of how to take it apart, what you're going to need to do. So they're a little bit overwhelming. If you take this plastic cover off, you're going to see this here, all the mechanical workings of everything with all the pivots and springs and other stuff like that make this whole thing work. So basically what happens with these things, they get tired and the motors start to wear out, or the pivot points, they'll start to seize up a little bit or wear, and then your door locks either will not work at all or partially work. The door harness wiring as well is another bad spot where the wires, from closing and opening the door so many times, the wires will break. So I have fixed all the wiring, but the door locks are still pretty slow to lock and unlock, and especially the front ones are actually having trouble even fully going to the lock position. So yep, just car's really old, needs to be fixed. So to get this thing apart, basically, this is going to be the one that I'm going to install, and I'm not going to take it apart, but I just wanted to sort of show you the inner workings of this thing. And I've wrote down some instructions here of basically what needs to be taken apart in order to get this thing apart to access the motor. And I'm sure somewhere out there in the world, either Amazon, AliExpress, something like that, there'll be replacement motors for this type of thing. And you can see it's just a basic motor, 2-pole, and it's got a screw gear on the end of it and just soldered in place. There's a some sort of a switch assembly here and some fingers, just so that when you turn the key, basically there'll be an arm that'll move the fingers to sweep across, which will then allow the motor to actuate the door lock one way or the other. So the first thing that you got to do once you get everything out of the car, which by the way, we're going to make a video on how to get the actuators out of the car in another video. You're just basically going to have this assembly here, and you'll notice that there's this big clear piece of plastic that's attached here. So that's pretty much the first thing that you need to do to start accessing this thing. And you'll notice that there's one zip tie that's going to need to be cut that secures the bottom plastic. And then up here, we sort of have a pin that has a bulge on the top of it. And you can just use a small flathead screwdriver of sorts to get in there and sort of work the plastic around a little bit, and then this thing just pops off. It does have to come off in a bit of a twisting fashion in order to get around these rods, but it will come off. Once that's off, basically this assembly just sits on here like this, and that's what it's going to look like once you get that cover off. The next thing that I do is actually remove the one rod. This one actually sits in here, something like that. Might actually be the other way around, but you take that off. You'll notice that there are all these plastic connectors, and you'll probably be familiar with them at this point if you've taken it out of the car. But you just basically push this over to the side to unlatch it off of the rod, and then the rod just comes straight out. Now, let's see, according to the instructions, the first thing that we did was remove the position sensor. So this, there's a sensor right here, 2 screws that hold that into place, and just 2 black Phillips screws. They are number 1, so they're smaller than traditional number 2. And you see I have this smaller precision screwdriver set. You don't have to have anything fancy like this. This is just what I use. So yeah, you're gonna need number 1 and number 2 Phillips. You're also probably gonna need a small flathead screwdriver as well. And once we move this out of the road, then the next thing that you would need to do is to remove the faceplate, which is this piece right here. And you can see on this one, it's this big metal plate that's right here. So very simple to remove that, just one Phillips screw. It is a number 2 Phillips, I believe. Yep. And once you take that out, this faceplate comes off, but just be careful because under the faceplate, there are going to be some springs. So you can see this little cutout right here, as well as this cutout that's over here. So there are gonna be 2 different springs in there. They're similar, but different. So you're gonna have the heavy spring that's going to be located in this pocket, and you're also gonna have a lighter duty spring with a closed coil end that's going to be in here, and it's going to be curled around. So when you take that cover off, just watch that they don't fly out and disappear on you, but those springs are in there in order to push the latch mechanism back. And so when you pull the door handle, they snap back and open. And also the other spring is for this catch mechanism that sits over here that is responsible for actually closing and keeping the latch shut. So you basically just take those springs out, set them aside. You can take this latching mechanism out, it sits in here. And then once you get those pieces out, you're gonna flip it back over, and we have to separate this thing basically in order to get it out. I tried to take this whole bracket piece out. It's separate from this here, and you can see it basically when you lock it and unlock it. I can't really show you right now, but there's gonna be 5 screws. They're all number 1 Phillips located here, 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 and over here as well. So you take those 5 screws out, they're going to look like these. And then you're going to take, there's another one that's on the other side that's a little skinnier and longer. It's still a number 1 Phillips, but it's gonna be located over here in the center. And you take that out, and then this whole thing splits apart. And you kind of just have to watch. Once you take it apart, you'll notice on the back side where this shaft right here passes through, there'll be a little rubber bushing or whatever you want to call it, but it'll pop out. And then, yeah, that'll take you to this point where you can then basically unsolder those 2 points and remove this motor assembly. And if you can find a motor, you could replace it. I know most people that are watching this video are probably gonna just not fix it and buy a new latch assembly, but I mean, those replacement latch assemblies, they gotta be like at least $100 or a couple $100. So that's pretty much just a quick overview. I just wanted to show you like how they come apart and what are some of the screws and tools that you're gonna need to get the thing apart, because I couldn't find any information on them. And yeah, there are a lot of pivoting pieces and such inside of here. And this one's well greased up, but I've seen them where, you know, they'll get rusty and get tight. So it's important to check all the pivots and make sure that everywhere the mechanical linkages move freely. And if they don't, clean them up, lubricate them, grease them, make sure everything's cool. And that's pretty much it. So yeah, short, neat, tidy. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you get some information out of this video on how to disassemble the latch assembly on your 1992 to 1996 Toyota Camry. These are front latches, by the way, front driver and passenger side. They're both gonna be the same, just mirror imaged. But we've got rear latches as well that are a little bit different. We may do a video on that as well. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.